So I like you have the music on while you're doing the interview.
Most of the time,
Kind of mellows you out a little bit. I like that.
Keeps your head nodding.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Kathy and Susie's Kids. Matthew Brooks
and Jourdan,
and we're here with our coveted guests. Tell them who you are.
Ivan Spinner. How you doing?
Oh, what's up, Ivan? Thanks for having us.
No,
we're doing a Marina Cantina weekend at Marina Cantina tonight.
Weekend at Marina Cantina. I like it.
Yeah,
I love this place.
So been open now for what?
Exactly a month.
And then we had a big storm come.
Exactly.
Tell me
almost twice.
Almost twice, and now there's another one brewing.
Yes.
From what we see.
The day we opened, that night before we had a storm, and then obviously the one we just had this past weekend.
So little damage. We're here. The lights are on. Everybody's got power. Tell us your hours. What days are you guys open right now?
They're open now Wednesday to Sunday, from 11 to 9 or 10 at night, depending on the weekends. 11.
All right. So what inspired this?
It was actually kind of a fluke. I saw the property from the guy that was building the development. I was like, I love the property. I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but kind of a spur of the moment thing. I ended up saying I pulled the trigger and bought the property, not knowing what I would do.
Right.
And kind of lucky and blessed. I met Thomas Keenan with Blind Tiger, had our first meeting with him. And within 10 minutes, we decided, let's do a deal together.
You knew that was it.
I knew it.
Those guys know what they're doing.
They do. They know what they're doing. They're good guys. They're easy to work with.
For sure.
I love that, all their food is fresh. They don't freeze anything. And it just, the synergy was there. So
absolutely. Whenever you know.
For
it makes
sure.
it easy decision
There's
for you.
no doubt. So
no, those guys, the first time I ever experienced anything with them, I was over in Bay St. Louis, and I'm from St. Martin, so on the other side of the map. But we were over there doing a fishing trip for some of my customers, and the charter boat captain that we were with, he knew him. They went to school together, and we come back in with our load of fish, and we had some customers that weren't from Mississippi, and he was like, "Y'all go to Blind Tiger," and he was like, "You bring this bag," and it had a Blind Tiger sticker on the bag, and he was like, "They're gonna cook all y'all's fish for you right there." So we did it, and it made us look like we were the king of the world in Mississippi because these customers are just like blown out of their mind.
That's great.
But it was a solid move on their part, but it was easy because they're right there on the water. So
yeah, and we're doing the same thing here also.
Really?
You bring your fish, and they'll cook it. So it's kind of like the same kind of philosophy.
Right on.
So it's great. I mean, I was like kind of like the one that's let's build this, and it's their restaurant. They run it, and this is their spot. So
well, it's beautiful. I know we kind of got a pre-tour walking into this place, and it's definitely top notch down here. So
I mean, you can pull your boats in. I mean, they got a little beach over here. I like all the turf.
Yeah.
I just love the bathroom, and it's heated and cooled, and there's carpet, and there's soft music, and there's a guy in there giving you bubble gum and
Yeah, one of the big things, we really want to make it kid friendly. So we over there, we're building a kids cabana, which will have like cotton candy, hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken tenders, stuff like that. We have cornhole and different little games for the kids. We made a cabana beach for the kids so they can actually hang out there. So we made it really kid friendly. So the parents can have fun here watching games, enjoying their friends, while the kids can play and enjoy themselves as well. So it's a really, really family environment.
Oh, you see that whenever you walk in. Kind of feel it.
Yeah,
it's pretty homey.
We appreciate it.
Well, man, so tell us, what brought you here to Mississippi? I know Ivan Spinner, that's a big name down here. You got these all white parties and all kind of stuff.
A while back. I met my wife. We've been married almost 22 years. I actually met her in South Florida. So about, I'd say 22 or 23 years ago, we were, always taking trips up here. And I've always loved this place. In South Florida, a lot of the people are a little rough around the edges. A lot of New Yorkers, not so friendly. So you walk down the beach, they don't wave hi back. You come here to Mississippi, and it's like everyone's like, "How you doing?
Y'all.
You need a ride, y'all." Everyone's so sweet and so nice, and it kind of intrigued me. I was like, "Wow, this place is so different than where I live." I actually, the first time my wife took me here, I fell in love with it. And within the first probably 3 or 4 years, we bought a house here. Didn't come that often, maybe once every 3 months. And then I'd say about 11 years ago, I had a business in Florida, and I actually sold it. And I wasn't able to work. I had a NonCompete for a couple of years. And I was like, you know what? Let's build a house in Biloxi.
A little hideaway.
Yeah, a little house. So we bought a house in the water. We started building. We finished the house, and we were going to make it a summer home. And then we said, you know what? Let's take a shot. And we took a shot, and we haven't looked back since. It's been 11 years, and love it.
That's awesome, man. That's what we
Yeah.
like to hear. You know,
Yeah.
these success stories of our coast, something in
Yeah.
Mississippi that we who grew up here kind of take for granted sometimes.
So it was the hospitality that got you.
Yeah, no doubt. And also, one of the big things is, I would say one of the big things is more for my children. You know, Kelly grew up in that Southern hospitality for kids, and our kids didn't have, when you're in South Florida, the kids were not nearly as well mannered as they are on the coast. So we brought them here, and they really changed very quickly. To saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
It's easy to do when everybody's doing it.
Exactly. There's no question.
Following suit.
And really, it's probably been the biggest blessing we've ever done, not just for us as a family, but you know, my children as well.
Well, I know you generate some good revenue down here on the coast. So you got several, your hands in several stuff. You got this, the exotic auto. Yeah,
I got a few different businesses here. My main business is still, you know, in the insurance business, which is driven mainly in Florida. But but I have some businesses down here. I have Gulf Coast Exotic Auto, which we sell some exotic cars.
Pretty cool. I know I've seen some of them.
It's
on
fun.
the streets, so.
It's fun. It's
not just exotic cars. I mean, you got Jeeps and everything.
Jeeps,
now.
Broncos. Yeah, I mean, the name was originally because when we first started, I'm a car enthusiast, so I've always loved nice exotic cars, and it just kind of transformed into a business. And
Kelly, make your hobby.
It's been neat. Kelly's brother Chris, he runs and manages everything. He's phenomenal. And if anyone needs anything, Chris Gibson, Gulf Coast Exotic Auto.
There you go.
Pass Road, right?
Pass Road, right in Biloxi, right in the corner of Biloxi and Gulfport, right by DeBees. But it's been a blessing. We don't really sell too much to the local market now with internet.
It's got to be hard to just somebody walking off the street saying, I want one of those.
Yeah,
pretty much. But niche market.
When we sell a lot, I mean, probably our biggest seller, we do a lot of old Broncos. We build and develop old Broncos, Jeeps,
those are always
CJs.
You see them driving around on the streets.
And they are fun, and they're fun, especially with cruising the coast here. It's such a great place
so
to be.
Like exhibit, and you're just pimping people's rides.
Yeah.
Come check this out.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I loved about this place is coming here and seeing cruising the coast and being a car enthusiast, and you see tens of thousands of people coming to a small place.
It is pretty neat.
It's incredible.
And growing up down here, again, one of those things that you take for granted. And then whenever I move back home from school, I see these people rolling in, and I'm just like, man, this is something that you really got to grasp and take a hold. I mean, you got to capitalize on what's there already, you know. And if I'm not that big of a car enthusiast, but I know that it brings in revenue for the coast, and any kind of publicity is good publicity. In my book.
What got you started in like the love for cars? Like, how were you a little kid? I mean, was your first car? I mean,
not really. So when I grew up like very, very small middle class. Never had any, hand-me-down cars. But I was a kid. I always watched, being from South Florida, Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And you saw you saw those Ferraris and all those different things. And when I became a little bit successful in South Florida, that was my first thing. I wanted to buy a nice car. So my first car was a Porsche.
How old were you?
And I think I was like 26 or 27.
That's a good car for a 26-year-old.
So I was doing well. So I was like, you know what? I always wanted one. And then from there on, I was like, I always had to have some sort of sports car.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. So it was, it's been neat. There's nothing like getting into a nice car. And I tell, even like little kids, there's nothing better. It doesn't need to be, it could be any car, but it has a nice car. That feeling of you feel like you've accomplished something.
Right.
Driving somewhere, being somewhere, you feel like you've accomplished something being in a car. So it's just something that I've always loved.
So do you still have that car?
So it's funny. So the year I graduated high school was in 1991, and the car on my wall was a Ferrari Testarossa. So I'd say about 6 years back, I was at an auction in Dallas, Mecum auction, and like the exact car that was on my wall was at that auction. And I was like, I didn't care what I was buying. So to this day, I have it.
Awesome.
I have it in my garage.
You have the poster still?
No, I don't have the poster, but it's a car that I'll never sell. It's probably the only car that I have that I'll never sell. I mean, it's something I'll just keep forever.
Yeah, that's a trophy.
Yeah.
Did you wear the suits back? With the Ferrari, did you have the suits? The Miami style suits?
Back in the day, I probably had like the Z Cavarici style going on. Everyone did.
Yes.
If you lived in South Florida,
everyone did. I think some of them still do down there.
Rich, poor, no matter what, everyone got a way to get a pair of Z Cavaricis.
That's right.
That was
and a Ferrari.
Not about the Ferrari, but the Z Cavarici. The Z Cavarici was definitely in.
So let's talk about insurance, man. That's something that's near and dear to my heart. That's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. So you made it to, I guess, the top, and then you say non-compete. I've found myself in one of those at some point too in my career. But you built it up. What kind of insurance is it?
So I started off in the health and life industry. I started right out of 1996. and just basically door-to-door sales, selling health and life insurance.
And that was tough. I did PNC route for
very, 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 very tough. So I did it for I would say about 2 or 3 years, and I was actually doing really well. And I had an older guy named Peter Nauert, who actually started doing an online insurance agency. And it was a company called Continental General Insurance. He owned a company, Conseco, which was a huge insurance company. And he started a company online called QQ Link. And they were backed by AOL with Steve Case at the time. And he asked me to get involved. He's like, you're young. There's not many young people in the health and life insurance business.
You're right. You know, they say it finds you, you don't find it.
Yeah. So he kind of found me, and he's like, I'll never forget. I was young. I was doing decent, but in the insurance business, it's not like you're gonna all of a sudden make a ton of money.
Yeah.
It's a slow grind, but when you build a nice big business, you can make some good money. But he said, hey, Ivan, I was on a trip, and he's like, I want to talk to you about this online insurance division. Will you meet me at this airport? And I met him at the airport. And next thing I know, I'm on a private jet going to Cleveland, Ohio. And he brings me in a room, and he's like, I want you to be like a founding member of this online insurance agency, QQ Link. And I was like, man, I was just overwhelmed. And at the time, he's probably in his 70s. And, at that time, I'm in my 20s. But we just, he kind of
breaking ground back then too. Because, they didn't do anything online back then.
Really. It was the very first one. And he kind of was like my mentor, like my role model, pretty much everything.
Every good person that I've ever met had a good person that was looking out for him.
There's no question. So he really helped me to get where I am today. He's no longer here, but he really kind of showed me where to go. Okay. His whole business aspect of life, everything kind of he did, I kind of try to do the same kind of aspect and, work hard, play hard, have fun.
Yeah, success breeds success. Mimic that.
I agree. Yeah. So, I did that, and company was doing incredible, and all of a sudden we were about to go public, and the dot-com era happened, and everything busted. So we just continued to grind it out. Company did well, started another online agency, started a marketing firm. I eventually sold out to a company called Health Benefits Direct, who then eHealth Insurance bought. And at the same time, I never sold my agency. So I was always able to keep my agency and keep building the business. And nowadays, we pretty much build the business, and maybe we'll sell off an asset here or there.
Right.
But it's been a great ride.
Well, guys like me got a lot to learn from guys like you when it comes to the platform and getting there.
It's been a great ride, but it's pretty much all internet based, no direct to consumer. We just build and develop products now for large distribution.
That's awesome.
So it's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good
I never
business.
did the health and benefits. I never want to go to people's doors and be like, hey, you're gonna die at some point.
I hear you.
What was it for me?
What was it like that? When you got in it and you had to go door to door. I mean,
it was rough. I mean, I'd wake up every Monday and pound the phone. Monday and Tuesday, and I'd go to meetings Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And at that time, I was living in Miami, so I was going to some rough areas.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
people who didn't even want to talk.
No, they didn't want to talk. I could walk into someone that's Spanish, Brazilian, Haitian, it's a melting pot down there. So you'd have to really just kind of define yourself and who you are, and really just absorb everything that's going on in the industry there. But I loved it. But it
taught you everything that you know now. I mean, I always say everything happens for a reason.
There's no
everything
question.
Prepares you for the moment that you're living in right then and there.
Yeah. And
I mean, even today, right now, what we've done, all three of us have prepared us for this conversation that we're having. That's how I live my life. If I don't live my life like that, I'm going to go crazy.
It's
trying
tough.
to think of reasons why things are happening and stuff.
There's no doubt.
So did you ever, at any time when you were growing this business, did you ever decide, you're like, I'm going to get out of it, but you just stayed with it?
No, there's plenty of times when there's ups and downs in business. I've had times like when I've done deals 3 or 4 times now, and I'm like, this is it. I'm done. I'm never getting back in this space. I'm over these people.
And then
I'm
the
done.
boys show up and they're like, one more ride.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, you have a non-compete or something ends, and you're getting some calls, and the itch starts coming back, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. Maybe one last hurrah.
Well, when you're good at it,
yeah, it's easy. Especially in the insurance business, it's just a small
you
world.
either got it or you don't got it.
And
that's
everyone,
how I feel.
yeah, and everyone knows everyone. It's a small niche, so I've been blessed and really getting to that level. In the insurance business, and I'm heavily involved in the real estate business also. I do a lot of real estate down here and elsewhere, and that's a business I love as well.
Yeah, you guys are making some moves on Pass Road right now. Did I see
are.
all that? What's going on
we're
there?
We're building some buildings on Pass Road. I'm actually partners with Jeremy Jernigan at Jernigan Chiropractic. We built his building first, and then now we're doing hot works and going that way. And now we're we're building 3 more buildings to the east.
I saw like the old Pinkston's building right there.
Yeah,
That's where I used to get my guitars worked on.
So the Pinkston's building is going to be a 25 office suite for executive offices. Like if you know a small attorney or a small accountant and you just wanted a couple conference rooms in your own personal office, that's kind of what that's going to be. It's going to be a really nice upscale executive office facility.
That whole area is going to be blowing up here.
Did
soon.
you see that area before you started doing cleaning it up?
Oh yeah, I used to go to Pinkston's all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
I'm not trying to down it or anything, but
Yeah,
you know,
it definitely needed an uplift.
Yeah.
And then the Zeddy's is going next door. They're moving
that's,
from
that's Jake or Jeff O'Keefe.
Jeff
and his
O'Keefe
wife.
and Lindsay. Yeah, they're moving next door. We're in the process of building their building.
That's awesome. Those are good people.
Yeah, great people. So we're really excited about that and the development there, and just future projects. I'm always building, houses here and there, and building a couple of projects behind Felix's. So just I'm very, very interested and intrigued in the real estate
right now
business.
the coast is an open slate.
It is. The market's really, really gotten strong here probably in the last, I'd say, 18 months. There's not much inventory. When you put something up for sale, it's getting sold quick. Yeah,
sure.
and the rental market's super strong. It's hard to find things. So
I'm just now like veering off into. I know Jourdan, you just sold your rental house, and
I ain't doing it.
It lasted what? You put it on the market, and it was gone pretty quick.
Yeah, I had a rental for about 2 or 3 years. Just trying to for Emily having like she does teaching, so having like a little
side gig.
Had military in there. They destroyed it.
Yeah, it's tough.
I was just. We didn't want the phone calls anymore. Even though I had proper management, I didn't want the phone calls. And she said, babe, let's just sell it.
Yeah, it's tough. The good thing about real estate is, you always have an asset. So, it's not like you put something in it. Hopefully it pays for itself. But, you have issues like these storms. I got a bunch of rentals, and all of a sudden my fence is down, my window's broken, my roof shingles are gone.
High deductible hurricane deductibles.
And usually you don't hit them. So
you don't.
Before it's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 per unit. So it's a great business, but it's not.
Everything's got pros and cons.
It's not what everyone thinks it is. It's not as easy as everyone thinks it is, for sure.
So what's your management company? you have a team.
Yeah, so I use a management company that handles it, and then I have a team of contractors that kind of repair stuff and do that. But you definitely, if you want to go on a larger scale, you definitely don't want to do it yourself.
No. I got a buddy of mine. He's doing it himself. He does like little house renovations and flips them, and he's constantly busy doing that and complaining about it. And I'm just like, man, you could do probably twice as many 3, but that's what he does. That's what he likes to do. There's no need in taking it to the next level if you ain't ready for it.
And I think you got to be passionate about real estate.
There's no doubt.
For me, I did the real estate school to go work with John. I took the school and it wasn't for me.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, one of the things I really love about real estate is turning a turd into something nice.
Shiner.
Like that one place on Pass Road, it had it was storage units. I mean, it had so much stuff. Every time you drove by, it looked like somebody was a hoarder.
Yeah, there are people living in there. I mean, so like
what?
I mean, Jernigan's place used to be an old antique store.
Really?
I mean, that place was empty forever. And just rough. They were just places that are rough. I mean, Pinkston's building.
That place was rough.
I don't know if people saw it in the last couple of years, but it was rough.
Yeah, it was like falling. I didn't realize it was that big until they cleared out all the land or property next to it.
It's actually really big, and it actually was a lot bigger. We actually took down that whole back building, which was like another 2,000, but it was kind of like made shifted together apartments. But it's a great piece of property, and I think when people see us cleared off that land's really, really pretty. Beautiful trees, beautiful piece of beautiful place.
It's always nice whenever people like you come in and put a little bit of money into it and show the potential of something.
Yeah,
because that people would just sit there and drive by every day and never think of. Because I'm one of those guys. I sit there and drive by a lot 100 times, and then somebody comes in and puts some money into it and clears it out, and I'm like, oh man, that's a nice lot. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? You just got to see it.
There's no question.
So does Ivan drive around and just look for lots for sale?
No, but when I drive around, I'm always looking.
Always.
So like when I'm driving around, even just when I'm bored, I'll look to see, and you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah, curiosity.
You'll never know what you're going to find. But now, because I've done a good amount, I usually
know what to look for.
I usually also get calls from people be like, hey, what do you think about this? Or, hey, this person needs to sell this, or so I usually get some ideas or some insight.
It's a good feeling though too, because you're, I guess people value your opinion on things like that, and it pays to be in the end and to be in the know. So even if you have the opportunity to turn it down, that's better than the opportunity to not even know about it at all. So.
Yeah, sometimes it's sometimes to be well known, and sometimes it's not.
Yeah,
and I can tell you that firsthand. So it's sometimes good and sometimes bad.
Well, man, we appreciate you having us over here. And you guys come on down to the Marina Cantina. Anything else you want to let these people know about this place?
No, it's I think it's a great vibe. Every weekend we're having live entertainment. So it's a great vibe. I think, during the wintertime, we'll be having heaters, so it'll be warm. We're doing a ton of private parties. So we have a lot of private parties lined up. So if you need a Christmas party, holiday party, come down, speak to Ben Kaufman. He's the general manager here. He's phenomenal. Anything you guys need or any questions, feel free to always hit me up as well.
All right, man. You gonna come back on the podcast one day?
I would love to.
Absolutely.
You guys, it's been a blast. You guys are great.
I appreciate you
man.
coming on,
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again. And all right, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all come check out the Marina Cantina down here on Cal and Lorraine, foot of the bridge.
Thank you.
See y'all.